I'm Shauna, and this is Brian. Welcome to our channel, Life Uninterrupted.
In 2018, we sold our home, auctioned off most of our belongings, and bought a motorhome, which we affectionately refer to as Frida.
We travel full-time with our two French bulldogs, Lucy and Ricky.
Join us on our adventures by subscribing and hitting the bell icon so that you're notified when our videos release each week.
Good morning. Today we're headed to the Yuma Territorial Prison. That's a location that we wanted to go to last year, but COVID hit and they actually closed it down on us. So, well, not on us, but they closed it down. We weren't able to see it. So now that we're in Yuma, this is a destination that we definitely want to go to. And then we're also joining some friends to go for a bike ride afterwards. I understand that there's some good bike riding along a canal bank that's close to the prison. So that should be fun. Maybe have some lunch in the downtownish area of Yuma. Well, today's the day.
We're going to prison. First used by the Native Americans, this natural crossing served as a significant transportation gateway on the Colorado River during the Spanish colonial and U.S. westward expansion periods. The surviving buildings of the Yuma Quartermaster Depot and Arizona Territorial Prison are the key features on the Arizona side of the border. Across the river, in California, stand the surviving buildings of Fort Yuma, an Army outpost that guarded the crossing from 1850 to 1885. From the date of closure in 1909, the prison's facilities have been occupied and used by various groups. After Yuma High School burned down, the high school board rented 4 structures and used them from 1910 until 1914. The school athletic teams became known as the Criminals. The county hospital utilized the facilities from 1914 until 1923. In 1924, the Southern Pacific Railroad demolished the western one-third of Prison Hill to make way for new tracks. The veterans of foreign wars leased the guards' quarters in 1931 and used it as their clubhouse until 1960. Hobos riding the trains in the 20s and 30s stayed in the cells, and homeless families during the Great Depression lived in the cells as well. The Gray Bridge, finished in 1915, is the ocean-to-ocean highway bridge. This was the final link in a highway stretching from the Atlantic to the Pacific coast. Its presence meant travelers no longer had to wait for the ferry to cross the Colorado River.
That looks like our friends Michelle and Shane. Yay!
So obviously it doesn't rain much or it'd wash it away.
Absolutely. Look at that. It even has straw in it.
Huh?
It has straw in it.
Yeah.
Cool.
When they were probably making the bricks.
Yeah.
You know, they just made mud bricks and then picked them up when they dried and laid them on there.
This entrance through the wall is called the sally port, from the Spanish term salir por la puerta, meaning to go out the door. At either end are 2 iron gates far enough to enclose a wagon when both gates are closed. Notice the small doors constructed within each gate to restrict passage. So in case you're wondering how they used to do the mug shots back in the day, they had the frontal view and the side view. This is how they did it, with a mirror. Clever. I've got your mask side.
Check out this girl here. Looks innocent enough, right? Well, let's read her story real quick. Apparently her brother didn't like the way that she was dancing and told her to stop. So then she said, "I will kill you." And he said, "Well, kill me then." So Maria got her shotgun and shot her brother in the face, killing him instantly. Maria.
The Yuma Territorial Prison was referred to as the Country Club on the Colorado. The prison had more modern amenities than most homes in Yuma at the time, and humans resented that. It had electricity, forced ventilation, sanitation, which included 2 bathtubs and 3 showers, a library with over 2,000 books, the most in the territory at the time, progressive administration, and even a prison band.
This is inside one of the cells, and you would actually have, let's see, 12 individuals inside the cell in the summertime sleeping on these iron bunk beds. It gets 100+ degrees in Arizona. I can't imagine how hot and sweltering this cell would be. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Doo-doo-doo. Going into the dark cell. This is where they had solitary confinement. What? What did you do that you're in solitary confinement?
Bed.
Can you imagine? Apparently, they would put you in here in nothing more than your underwear. You could stay in here for who knows how long. And the only thing that you had to eat was a piece of bread and water. Oh, and there was no chamber pot or anything like that in these rooms. So apparently this stunk some god-awful bad. Wow. Woo!
Kind of a cage, I think.
I can see the wolves. I can hear them.
Check out this room here. This was built and carved out by the prisoners out of this stone hill, rock, mountain, whatever you want to call it. Can you imagine the work that went into carving this out of the mountain? Man. I don't know if you can see this, but on the very back wall of this cell it looks like the name Mackenzie, 1913. In a lot of these cells, there is a lot of handwriting and graffiti. Hard to know if it's old or if it's new. Check out this cell here. On the floor, you can see where they had the leg irons that were attached, and if the prisoner was really in trouble, they would get secured with the leg irons and limited on how much they could move about the room.
In 1904, an Incorrigible Ward consisting of 5 steel cages was constructed on this site. The total budget for the building, including steel cages, corrugated iron roofing, and lumber, was $500. Approximately 4,000 adobe bricks, manufactured by prisoners, were used in the construction of the cell house. The steel cages were ordered from the Champion Iron Company of Kenton, Ohio, and the cells were later moved to Florence when the new prison was built. Here you can see the locking mechanism for opening and closing the cell doors. Through the decades, the grounds of the prison have succumbed to destruction and vandalism. These concrete pads are the only indicators that buildings once stood there. The massive main guard tower offered a commanding 360-degree view of the prison compound and surrounding desert. The circular stone structure at the base of the tower was a cistern used for storing fresh water for the prison. Citizens of Yuma consider the prison a country club, but the prisoners considered it a hellhole. Insufferable heat that made the place an inferno. Surrounded by rivers, quicksand, and desert in all directions. An inhuman snake den and ball and chain as standard punishment. Tuberculosis was the #1 killer. It was impossible to endure, more impossible to escape.
What'd you think of the prison?
So those kinds of things are always cool. I love history.
Yeah.
And whenever I walk through places like that, I always kind of put myself in the shoes of the people that walked there before me, in this case the prisoners, and I'm just thinking, wow,
Yeah.
what a miserable existence. But obviously they were there for a reason. But
That's true. Well, especially being in Arizona, and we know how hot it can get here. They had to have just baked in those cells. Ooh.
well, Yuma especially is hotter
Yes.
than the areas of Phoenix and points north, and they're always probably 10 degrees warmer in this day and age. I don't know what it was like back in the early or late 1800s, but still had to be pretty warm.
But what did you think of the whole museum? Worth it?
Yeah, definitely worth
recommend
the
it to others?
$8.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask for a veterans discount. Shane did and got it, but I read the sign and it said for Arizona residents only.
Oh.
So I didn't bother asking, but I could have gotten $4 off. So paid
Oh, you
$4
got
instead of
$4
$8.
off. Nice. Yeah, so it's only $8 to get in anyhow, but
No big deal. It goes,
definitely worth it.
Yeah, it goes to a good cause of keeping that up and running for at least some generations to see it. So this is how Shane packs his Lectric XPs in the back of his Jeep. I could do the same thing, but I just don't have the anchor points. I've tried it and I can't keep them from clanging and banging together, but he wedges his in there pretty good. Apparently it works out. Tie these two back braces.
Yeah, I just tied the bikes together to keep them stable.
Ah, okay. I don't know, maybe I'll give it another shot. I was, when ours were brand new, I was kind of wanting to kind of not let them clank together so much, but this is how we have ours in here. One in the back, mine, strap it in that way, and then Shauna's get stuffed in the back seat that way.
Is it all? So come on, let's play. Forget the rush you're in and find a good spot.
Casino. There's Arizona Barbecue and Brews. Did the same thing you did, Michelle. Oh my goodness, come on. Take our picture in front of this Yuma sign. Oh, show.
Oh, really? Did I do it backwards?
Gee, Shane. No, it's all good. Look at that.
Their product. Tens of thousands of people. They wouldn't be able to reach otherwise.
We're all friends around you, just join the fun. 'Cause if you're in a hurry, you're missing the point. Should enjoy the fruits of life instead of chasing coins.
All right, go ahead, Michelle. This is really pretty. Very, oh, that's so pretty.
So come on, let's play. Forget the rush you're in and find a good spot. Sit down and join us as we sing a good song. Keep back, relax, and just follow along. Oh, we got plenty of time.
Got to turn around and say something.
Hi, Sean.
Hi.
Birthday, Viking.